Welcome back to Cottage Designs by Erin, where today I'm talking to you about the Barbie quilt on my design wall behind me. As a young girl, I loved Barbie, and it's sort of a fascination I never got over. And I really wasn't, as a child, I wasn't really into dolls that much, but Barbie was different. You know, I loved to dress Barbie. I was into her fashion, and I loved to brush her hair, and oh, I loved her shoes. I never got over the shoes. And so now that I have a granddaughter, Grace Josephine, who's a year old, I'm making a Barbie quilt out of the panel behind me. The panel was shown in a prior video of mine, and it is actually made by the Riley Blake Company. You can buy the panel on eBay, and it costs anywhere from $22 to $30. It's not really all that expensive. And then you can also buy Riley Blake fabric. And here's some of that Riley Blake Barbie fabric. And I have a video prior to this one that shows you all of those designs. So part of the reason too I'm making this is my Quilt Guild has a challenge for this fall. So let me read you that. Our next challenge is all about panels. We don't have any size requirements or even many rules. We want you to use a panel, hopefully one you've already have, and add at least 3 skills to it. Excuse me. You can piece your border or multiple borders, use cornerstones, piano keys, zigzag, etc. You can add embellishments such as ribbon, buttons, lace, etc. You can use machine or hand quilting to draw attention to details in specific areas of the panel. You can use the attic window technique. The options are quite endless. I've just given you a few suggestions. The main rules are simple. Add to your panel. We're looking for something more than a panel with binding around it. It also needs to be a quilt when you get finished. No pillows, tote bags, books, etc. But it can't be a baby quilt or anything bigger. We would also like them to be completed by the September meeting so that they can be showcased at the quilt show in September. Okay, so I saw this Barbie panel and I was like, that is it. That is the one that I need to work with. So I've already intended to buy some glue and rhinestones to rhinestone the outer edge of her glasses. I bought the Barbie fabric. Now, it occurred to me one night, this panel, by the way, is 36 inches long by 43 inches wide, and that is after you cut off the selvage edge. So one night I was thinking, what could I do to really jazz up that Barbie panel? And it came up, my idea was to use clip art. So let me show you. Let me move this to my hands now. Okay, so I printed off all different types of clip art. I've already got some cut out. So the block that I'm using around the Barbie panel is 6.5 inches. And I haven't decided if I'm going to straight set them or if I'm going to add more to it. So here's my 6.5 inch Omni Grid. So when I cut these out, or cut the 6.5 inch blocks out, it's really nice if you have larger clip art that can be used on that background square. So now let me show you what this looks like. I have not appliqued on, but here is the clip art, and these are free. You want to get free PDF clip art, and you can do Barbie designs or girl designs or Barbie party designs. There's a little bit of everything out there. So I cut this out of my fabric, and then I'm going to applique it onto the background square. Now you might be asking yourself, how are you going to do that? I will sew a piece of white fabric to the back of this, face down. Sew all the way around the edges, and then you cut a slit up the back of it, flip it inside out, and that keeps your raw edges inside. And then you sew it on by hand or machine onto the background square. Now, here comes the fun part. In order to embellish this, I'm thinking we need some really girly traits here. So I would say probably some kind of pink sash and maybe a little ribbon at the waist or something. And that would be my first block. Okay. So I'm only going to applique half the blocks because the rest of the quilt is already cut out fabric pieces. So here's another block, which is Barbie lips. Isn't that darling? And I'll embroider a little line across it to give it some definition. Here's what the clip art looked like for that. High heels. I mean, the options are endless with this. Other ideas for blocks. Dresses. Swimsuits. Perfume, makeup, handbags, silhouettes. Look at this makeup. This is adorable. Hat boxes. Let me see how many blocks I would have. Probably about 11 or 12 blocks will be appliqued. More high heels. Now this swimsuit is too large, but I like the overall design, and so I could draw it smaller. Here's another swimsuit. More swimsuits. Barbie carriage. Barbie clothes. Barbie car. That's adorable. Look at this. Right here, I like that one. More clothes. Barbie silhouette. More Barbie silhouettes. Every kind of handbag style going. And I mean, wouldn't any of these shapes be cute in like a quilted silver lame or gold lame? Anything like that. And then the last one I have is a great big mirror. So I have a lot of work to do. I just started on cutting all this out, but I'm going to call this the Barbie embellished clip art quilt. So you find your clip art, decide what size block you want, and it's nice to have these omni grids because you can see how that's going to look. And then also, when I cut the squares out, you fold them in fourths so you can find your center. So where your little cross is at, that is the center of your fabric. So then you can see what that's going to look like. And then you can zigzag stitch around it. Or I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to sew a piece of fabric on the back of mine, flip it inside out, rather on the front of it, flip it inside out, and then applique it on that way so that there's no raw edges. But the possibilities are endless with this. Now, let me raise the camera back up. The concern I have with this, it's not exactly even all the way around. So up in the corner where I have the black and white words, that's like a gap. So I haven't decided if I'm going to add like 1.5 inch solid black strips between these, or if I'm just going to use this fabric as filler for any holes that I have and make it look ultra scrappy. I also haven't decided if I'm going to cut these blocks up and piece them, because the fabric's so beautiful. I hate to cut up the design, honestly. Because if you cut up her face like this, it's going to ruin the fabric. So I can show you some of these fabric pieces. Here's a beautiful polka dot. All of this is Riley Blake, and all you have to do is do a search on eBay for Riley Blake Barbie fabric. Here's the Barbie fabric with pink, hot pink with white words. Here is the fabric with hot pink with girls on it. Here's black with hot pink girls on it, the reverse. I have so much of this. Here's what I made the lips out of, this Barbie pinstripe with the word Barbie on it. Here's another face fabric. And, well, I've got the cover on the rest of that, so I won't get it out. But anyway, I just wanted to show you what I'm up to. This is very simple. Go to eBay, buy the pattern. Or not the pattern. There is no pattern for this. I'm making it up as I go along. Buy the panel is what I meant to say. And you can get it for probably $25. Then you need to buy the Barbie fabric, which you can get for probably $45 to $50. And then you start your design. So right now, I've started off with 6.5-inch squares. I copied all this clip art for it. And then I cut the clip art out. And I'm in the process of deciding what kind of fabric I want to make it out of. And then I'm putting it, appliquing on 6.5-inch squares. So I think it's going to be darling when I get it done, because you can do so much. You know, Barbie's over the top. You can do so much with all of this. So here are the first 2 squares that I will have appliqued. At the moment, I just have cut out. So that's my current project, and I really hope that you like it. Oh, and I wanted to say, I've never seen this panel with the blonde Barbie, but they have a killer brunette Barbie. The brunette Barbie has black hair and hot pink fuchsia glasses. And it is just over the top. In fact, I love this so much that I actually went back and bought another redhead panel and another brunette panel, because it's just too cute. I'm going to make them as gifts. So I hope you learned something from my video today. Please like it and subscribe. Go back to my prior videos and you'll see one where I talk about the Barbie fabrics, and you can see the entire line. I show you every single piece on there. Check back with me this week, because I will be uploading more videos. Right now I'm trying to get to church. Thank you. Have a good day.